Hi, and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to give you a tour of my new Excel worksheet debt payoff tracker. This template will make it easy to learn how to save the most money and pay off your debt as quickly as possible, and also easy to track your monthly payments. The debt payoff tracker contains 5 tabs. Debt setup tab where you'll enter all your debt information. A debt tracker tabs for you to easily see a monthly overview and a breakdown of each step, including how much you need to pay, how much you have paid, and how much is left to pay. And the balance will be at the end of the month. A transaction log tab, to add all your transactions. A payment schedule where you find a breakdown of all your debts. And finally the dashboard tabs, to see all your current debt situation. Okay, let's start. Before you doing anything else, I recommended you to heading to the debt setup tabs, to enter in all your debt information. I try to make the setup as easy as possible, by breaking it down in 4 steps. In the first step you can change your currency. To change your currency all you have to do is click on the currency drop-down list, find your currency sign and click it. For example, when you select the pound sign here, it will update everywhere else in this template, including your monthly debt tracker, your payment schedule, your transaction log tab, and your dashboard. Next you'll change your balance date. This is the starting date of your debt balance, and the next payment will be start at 1st of the following month. To change the date you simply double-click on the field and input your date. The format will be month, date, and year. In step 2 you'll enter your debt information. For every single debt, make sure you enter your creditor name, the balance that you're charged, the interest rate you need to pay, and the minimum monthly payments. You can do this up to 50 different creditors. Now let's fill in some information, so we can have a better look and better idea of how the template actually works. Now you can see that the total monthly payment totals up how much you have to make according to your minimum monthly payments. The next step is to look at your monthly budget and figure out how much you can afford to pay toward your debt. You'll enter that value here in the initial snowball cell. This initial snowball amount is the extra payment that will be applied to the first debt. The snowball amount will grow as you pay off each debt. Your budget will remain simple because you'll be making the same monthly payment every time. Now, if you scroll down, you'll see the comparison table of debt repayment strategies. This table will compare between Snowball, Avalanche, and Custom strategies, and compare to your minimum payment strategy. Now the last thing you need to do is pick a debt repayment strategy. This template allows you to pick between Snowball strategy where you pay the lowest balance first, Avalanche strategy where you pay the highest interest first, or you can pick Custom strategy based on order that you input on your debt information table. Each time you select them, you'll see that the table update, showing you the order that you are going to pay off your debt in, the total interest you'll be paying them, with a grand total up here and when you'll be complete with each of those payments. Now I'm going to show you why you need to have this 3 debt repayment strategies option. So now let's select the lowest balance strategy and see what happens. The benefit of this method is that it knocks off the smallest debts early on, and that can be a great feeling to not be carrying so many creditors. The downside is you may end up paying more interest overall. So next let's try the highest interest rate first. With this strategy you pay the least amount of interest. You'll notice that this is £2,000 cheaper. But it's going to be years before you pay off your first debt. So now let's look at a very powerful feature of this template, where you can combine methods. With this Avalanche strategy you see that the debt card one with £440 balance isn't paid off for 47 months. So it would be nice to get the emotional boost of paying off at least that one first. So let's do it and see what happens. If you come up to your debt information table, then you can put the exact order you want to pay off these debts. First we'll start with that low balance, and that is the card one. And then we'll pay them off according to interest rate. After you've done that, you can come down to the repayment strategy, and select custom lowest first. By selecting this strategy, it means you'll start with number 1 debt on that order and work your way up to 5 as opposed to 5 and working your way down to 1. With this method, you'll see, we'll knock out that first debt, and that is the card one after only 3 months. And the total interest paid is only going to be about £150 more than the Avalanche method. And that's still over £2,500 cheaper than the lowest balance first strategy. This feature ability to customize the payoff strategy is one of the reasons why you should have this template. Now with the custom lowest first strategy selected, let's have a better look at our payment schedule. When we have a look at our payment schedule, we'll be able to find a breakdown of each debt here. For every single debt you'll be able to see the planned payment per month, the balance at the end of the month, and also you'll be able to see when this debt will be paid off. If you scroll all the way to the right, you'll be able to see a breakdown of each and every single debt here. On the left-hand side of this tabs, you'll be able to see a breakdown of your planned payments for every single month, as well as a little overview. Basically, in your planned payment section, you can see how much you're planning to pay in total for each and every single month. I have also one great feature in this template, and that is this additional column here. In this column you can put in what I call snowflakes. These are extra one-time payments above and beyond the total monthly payment. So if you have an unexpectedly good month, and you can pay more than £400, you can enter that value here. You can see that updates the planned payment just for that 1 month. Remember, this is amount that you're paying above your required minimum payments. For another example, if you have a bad month, for one reason or another, you cannot pay your minimum payment in full, you can reduce the amount of your minimum payment amount up to a total of snowball amount. Remember that at the beginning of your debt setup, you add £170 for your additional snowball. So if something comes up, you can just put in a negative value, and how much you're not going to be able to pay that month. And that will reduce the total planned payment for that month only. Now the next step we're going to have a better look at is our debt tracker tabs. If you enter up to 50 debts, it can actually quite confusing to have to look through every single payment and that breakdown here. In this debt tracker tab, you don't have to scroll through your payment schedule, and you can easily see what you need to pay towards each and every single debt for that month. Now, for example, if you start paying your debt in August 2023, you can see your planned payments for every single debt over here. You'll also be able to see how much you've paid toward every single debt, how much is left to pay, and what the balance will be after you have made that payment. So for example, we can see that after we have made a payment of £180 towards debt number 1, that the balance will actually be £261.10. Now it's currently November, so if we go to November 2023, we can now see that the debt number 1 are actually paid off. Now I have set up the template in a way that you can make multiple payments towards debts throughout the month. Now this way, if you would like to make weekly payments or bi-weekly payments, you can see exactly how much you've paid. And you can also see exactly what there's left to pay. This way you can be sure that you never miss a payment again. You can be sure that you don't have to write down a note, like how much is left to pay or how much payments you've made or which payments are still left. You'll be able to see this in this easy monthly debt tracker overview. Now all you have to do to update this page section is go to the Transactions tab. So for example, now is November and you want to make payment of £290 toward debt card 2. Now let's head over to the Transaction tab. And we type in is the 1st of November 2023, towards debt card 2, and £290. Now when we go to the Debt Tracker tab, we can see that there's nothing left to pay. Now for another example, if we look at debt number 3, we can see that we need to pay a £55 this month. Now we go to the Transactions tab, enter the date at the beginning of November. We pay towards Auto Loan 2, for £30. Now when we go to the Debt Tracker tab, we can see that we've paid £30, and there's still £25 remaining to pay off. Now we go to the Dashboard tab. In the Dashboard tab you'll see your current debts information. You can see the strategy you pick, your starting balance, your monthly payments, how much interest you must paid, and the total amount you must paid. Your current balance now is £29,803.51. And that is because you've already paid £290 towards debt card 2 and £30 for Auto Loan 2. Your total paid off is £320, £170.30 is used to pay your principal, and £149.70 is used to pay your interest. If you scroll down, you'll see current overview towards each of your debts. If you don't want to scroll to see each of your debts, to make it easier, you can also see the same data in the overview table below. Now having a Transaction Log tab, and logging our payments through the Transactions tab, will allow us to pay more towards any debt at any single time. So let's say for example you have a little bit of extra money, and instead of paying just £30 towards debt Auto Loan 2, you would like to pay £1,030. So now when we go to the Transactions tab, we enter our information. We enter in the date, let's say in November 15th, 2023, towards debt Auto Loan 2, and enter in £1,000. Now when we go to our Debt Tracker tab, we can see that our information, we'll now see that we have paid £1,030 and nothing left to pay. Now when we moving on to our payment schedule, We can see that this £55 has been replaced by £1030. We can also see here that the paid off is now higher than the plan that we actually had filled in. We can see that the balance and all other calculations have been updated as well. Now if we go to the Dashboard tab, we'll see that all your debt information and calculation have been updated as well. You will see that your debt-free date is also sooner than before, because you are paying more than you planned. So basically this way, for any reason if you like to pay off another debt sooner. For example, if you like to just get rid of a small debt, you just make higher payment towards any debt in any given time. But don't forget to pay off your debts from the previous month first. I hope that you found this is useful and I hope you like this. And if you already purchases this template and you still have questions, remember that in the package you purchases you also receive instructions in a PDF. And if you look at the support section from there you'll know how to contact me. And I will be happy to help you. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video.